Please welcome the Chief Executive and President of FIPP in the UK, Chris Llewellyn.
So good morning, everybody. Mike's always a tough act to follow. Being British, I always like to start with a joke. I can't top that. I've got my 15 minutes of fame now to try and explain the agenda, the immediate agenda of FIPP, the organisation you are members of, the organisation I'm very happy to run. We last met 2 years ago in New Delhi, and it doesn't seem that long ago, but when I was running through some of the big news stories and how magazines captured those stories, lots of memories come flooding back. July the 4th last year, Independence Day, scientists worldwide discovered the Higgs boson particle and got really, really excited, and everyone else in the world hasn't got a clue why. We had a fantastic Olympic Games in London. I was there. It was just a glorious period, and I think the world enjoyed the party the UK put on. This man. We had a congress in Korea when this was all breaking. The FIPP team was probably as puzzled as you were when you first came across it. Made the cover of Forbes, had a strange dance. 1.8 billion views on YouTube. Phenomenal. Last November, Mitt and Barack fought it out. And this Valentine's Day in February from South Africa, we had the tragedy of the Oscar Pistorius story. In March, one pope resigned, a new pope elected. Very strange, the first time in, I think, 600 years. The Boston bombing, undercover, that made a bit of a story in America in its own right. And finally, a year ago this year, the world seemed very interested in the breasts of a 30-year-old Englishwoman. I still don't know why. And what of FIPP? We exist to do this. We exist so that our members develop better strategies, build better media businesses by identifying, communicating emerging trends, sharing knowledge, and improving skills worldwide. That's what we do. FIPP, I'm pleased to say, is a healthy organisation. 200 members, individual and individual company members, but when you look at all the subsidiaries around the world of those companies, more than 700 operating magazine media companies are members. National associations from 60 countries. And as everyone knows, there are two big lies in business. The first is the check is in the post, though I guess these days it's more likely to be the electronic transfer is being blocked by your spam filter. The second big lie is, hi, I'm from head office. I'm here to help. So at the risk of being greeted with some disbelief, here at FIPP, we do really see our role as one of helping the industry in turbulent times. So our goal and mission has never been more important. In this fast-paced, 24/7 modern world of change, FIPP prides itself on helping members exchange ideas, knowledge, and experiences. It does this through its events and forums, through its publications and reports, and its training schemes. Since 2006, FIPP has worked with the German publishing associations, the VDZ, to run the Digital Innovators Summit. It's become a major event. I've seen lots of people here who I know go to that. It's an incredibly good event where we've really helped our members on their digital journey. It's going to be in Berlin next March, and we'll be adding a program of visits to the Berlin digital startup scene on the afternoon before the conference starts. We're going to introduce a Pitch the Publisher, where, again, a lot of new digital entrepreneurs will be introduced to you, the magazine media industry. And in May, we are adding a Digital Innovators Summit tour to the USA. That's going to be on the East Coast, it's going to be in New York and Boston. And if you're interested, leave your business card at the FIPP desk and we'll take it from there. Cross-border and international publishing remains incredibly important to us. You know, the last decade really has been a golden age of international publishing and licensing. And the WMM, the Worldwide Media Marketplace, is going to be held in Bangkok next May. That's where you can meet new partners. Supporting the WMM, we've been seeing a lot of questions arising about the digital newsstand. It's issues such as pricing, such as piracy, such as the production process. How do you get onto the newsstands? We're now starting to see a lot of experiences that people can share. So we intend launching a digital newsstand forum alongside the WMM where we can talk about these issues and share best practice. The research forum I'm really pleased with. The quality of the papers at this event are just fantastic. Again, it's about showing the magnificent work that goes on, proving the advertising effectiveness of magazine media in any format. As you can imagine, in the last 2 years, lots of digital studies where we're seeing that magazines transfer to the digital format brilliantly. Our audiences are even more engaged, and that's crucial news for advertisers. In the second half of next year, we're going to Sao Paulo. It's a World Cup year, which means I've probably got to do a facility visit in July. It's a tough job, but someone has to do it. And we're working on an Asia-Pacific digital conference also to be held in the second half of next year. So we'll give more news about that when it's available. In our information products, we launched at this Congress the World Digital Media Factbook. We had a presentation of some of the highlights yesterday. I say highlights, it's 200 pages packed with data. We give a digital edition free to members. If you want a printed edition, come to us and we'll organize that for you as well. My colleague Helen Bland can be found at this show, probably at the registration desk. We produce every year, I think we're coming up to the 21st year, the World Magazine Trends Directory. It's the most important source of magazine information, and it's still widely quoted and much used. And again, that will be produced in December this year. You saw yesterday John Wilpers, who talked about some of the case studies in the innovations report this year. That will be launched at the Berlin show in March. John gave you a week's extension, I think it was, if you've got innovation stories you want to be included. We already have a long story list. It's going to be a really good product next year, and I urge you to look out for that. We work with the Chinese Periodical Association. They translate it into Chinese every year. So if there are Chinese speakers who want to see it in Chinese, I'd urge you to make contact with the Chinese Periodical Association. Last year, in 2012, we produced a proof of performance. So we do the research forum where we have a lot of new information, a lot of new case studies. So the last 2 years, we have a lot of information which we're now going to update into the proof of performance, which we will publish in the third quarter of next year. Something like 300 research reports we go through. We probably cite and give information from 100. All showing you what happens around the world with magazine media. And let me tell you, it's really interesting. I go around the world and everyone tells me our market is different. Truly, they are not. The way magazine media works worldwide is pretty much the same everywhere. So these research reports are applicable if it's from the USA, I guarantee it'll be applicable to India. Magazine World, you had it in your membership pack. We do an app edition we're really proud of. We're now going to increase that frequency to 6 times a year. It was quarterly, because there's just so much happening. Magazine World is where we're able to do some long-form journalism, a little bit more investigative work into the trends and issues of the industry. And of course, our website, our LinkedIn pages, our Facebook pages, our Twitter feeds, all the social media galaxy is now just part of how we communicate with our members, and it's all growing. Professional development is interesting. We've run this course now for about 9 years, and there's something like 120 senior executives in the industry who've gone through this magazine brand management certificate. There's a number of people here who've done this, and they'll attest to just how good this course is to take the rising stars of your company and develop them into fully rounded managers in the magazine media industry. It's supported by UPM. They've been generous supporters of this course ever since it started. And one of the sessions takes us to Scotland to a paper mill to see paper being produced. Although I think the real attraction is the whiskey tasting competition afterwards. That course starts again in January. It's going to be 3 weeks, 3 separate weeks during the course of a year in London. And I've got to say, the networking that goes on and the things that the people do together means that they've got colleagues, international colleagues for their lives. These people meet up regularly. Now, I love consultants. I loved what Peter Kreisky and John Wilpers were saying yesterday, explaining the crucial importance of being able to innovate, the absolute necessity to completely change the organizational structure. And I agree. And this is where consultants and I just have a problem, because they perfectly define the what. They don't then go on to explain the how. And I think that's something FIPP needs to do. Changing an organization's corporate mindset and infrastructure while still being able to innovate and motivate is the biggest management challenge facing our industry. It's facing you in your everyday job. So at FIPP, encouraged by my board, publishers just like yourselves, we've been examining what we can do. And today I'm pleased to announce the launch of EPIC, the Executive Program for Innovation and Change. Can you see what we did there? We're linking up with the Said Business School of Oxford University. This is a world-class business school with a world-class faculty, which we'll augment by industry leaders, and we've created a week-long special course for our industry. That's going to be held in the first week of July next year. And this is an opportunity for top management to step away from their day job, allow them space to think about the impact of the various challenges our industry faces. More importantly, it's going to give them a toolkit of what they should be doing about it. The course will enable them to discover creative strategies, help foster innovation, and lead their company forward. And the beauty of it is you'll be networking with people from our industry. This is not an open course where you're sat next to someone incredibly interesting from the chemical industry. You'll come away, as I say, with a toolkit and resources to enable you to change your business. Because if you don't do that, this course will have failed. So if you are interested, let's have your business card. Hand it in at the registration desk or the FIPP stand, and we'll follow up with information to you. And that's all. This activity is run and managed by a small team of highly professional FIPP staff. Is a remarkable achievement. And I'm going to take this opportunity on stage to just thank my team for the hard work and the enthusiasm they put into making FIPP run. Thank you. So we're going to start the second day of the Congress. But before doing so, I want to share something with you. So every May, we undertake a member survey. We're doing it again this May. If you can answer, please do. It really helps us shape what FIPP should be doing. So the feedback there is, as I say, it helps us look at the products and services we have and make them even more appropriate. We asked one new question this year, which was, how do FIPP members feel about the future of the industry? And this was the response. 21% feeling very optimistic, 51% feeling carefully optimistic. And so the mean score of that, 2.75, indicates that we're an industry that still believes we have a very healthy future. We're an industry with massive amounts of creative and entrepreneurial talent, and I think we're right to be positive. Please enjoy the rest of the day.